This program was given to us by 3ABN today. Some of you have seen it in the bulletin for the past couple of weeks. Tell you to join today. Maybe you have overlooked it. Maybe you haven't noticed it. Well, I'm bringing it to you in a compressed version so you can understand what it's all about and to see if it fits you. I believe it fits most people, but that's my belief. All right. So the Fast 8 is a health optimization program, optimizing the best health, being the best you can be. All right. And it has 8 weeks. Each week, there's a new thing that's introduced. For example, week number 1, there's 2 parts. You're going to eat something that's green, leafy, stem, or flower. Just 1 serving for one of your meals for the day. Is that too difficult? Okay. So that's week 1. Every day, you're going to eat at least 1 serving of a green vegetable, leafy, stemmy, or flowery. So what's leafy? Like lettuce, kale, etc. Stem, something like celery. And the flowery, like, not cauliflower, broccoli, okay? Cauliflower is white. I think they did include the cauliflower as well. But we're trying for the green. For those people who say that they definitely cannot eat vegetables, the program says you can do an alternative. The alternative is you will drink 8 ounces of water with some psyllium husk, 1 teaspoon to be exact, of psyllium husk in it. You guys see this 1 glass of my psyllium husk mix? Okay. So you're not going to do the green vegetables, then you're going to drink this 30 minutes before you eat at least 1 meal. All right? So green leafy vegetables, 1 serving for 1 meal each day, or the alternative is the psyllium husk. This is the psyllium husk here. You can get that locally at a health food store. And number 2 for week 1, no overeating. Hopefully your satiety level is still turned on. Satiety means you know when you're full. You know when you're too full. If you have to stretch back and say, oh man, you're too full. If you do that, you're too full. You have passed that point. So stop before you get to that point. That's what week number 1 says. Week number 2 says, no snacking. No snacking. We're doing no snacking and no fried foods. So week 1, we do the vegetables. Week 2, no snacking and no fried foods. Now, there's some alternatives also in week 2. I'm going to read them for you. No inactivity, which means you need to exercise. No overworking. You need to get enough sleep. No judgmentalism. Don't judge anybody. No negativity. People do something wrong, leave it alone. Pray. And do not isolate yourself. Do not stay in the house away from people. Don't isolate yourself. Those are the alternatives for week number 2. Week number 3, no high-caloric beverages. High-caloric beverages are sodas and fruit juices, stuff like ginseng. You can even have stuff like sweetened iced tea, milkshakes, fruit punch, all those local fruit juices that we love, that we sweeten. No high-caloric fruit juices. So what are we going to have? We can have sky juice. Lots of sky juice. These 2 bottles are actually solarized. I've spoken to you guys about solarized water before. We're not going to stay on that today. All right? So replace your high caloric juices with water. If you're going to drink tea, do not sweeten it. All right? And if you definitely have to have a sweetener, use something like monk fruit that don't have any calories in it. All right? Or stevia. On to week number 4. No addictive substances. Now, this program was rolled out for church-based persons as well as community-based persons. So no addictive behaviors, no tobacco, no alcohol. And for those of us in the church, no sweets. Some of us are addicted to sweets, all right? You have to have that sweet thing. If you do not have that sweet thing, you feel like your meal is not complete. If that's the way you feel, that's an addiction. All right? So nothing addictive. And I'm going to also talk about the salty stuff because some people go towards the sweet and some people go towards the salt. They have to have those chips, those crunchy bags, crunch, crunch, crunch. Yes. So no addictive behaviors. Salt, sweet, tobacco, cigarettes, alcohol, none of them. That's week number 4. All right. Week number 5. There's a big clock in front of you, and my classmate told me this morning that it has the wrong time on it, which I tell him that's not true. It has the correct time. It has 3 o'clock. And he says, yes, someplace in the world is 3 o'clock right now. But the 3 o'clock here on this clock is representing week number 5, the time of day for your last meal. 3 o'clock. Don't fuss with me. Don't argue with me. That's week number 5. You eat, and 3 o'clock, you stop eating. All right. And make sure I put it the biggest thing up here, the biggest one. Okay. So weeks number 6 and 7, it's actually the Daniel fast. For those of us who are in the community and do not know about the Daniel fast in the Bible, which is in Acts 15, for you, you're going to fast from unclean foods, okay? The Bible has a list of foods that are not clean, scavengers, pork. So you will refrain from those. And for us, the believers, we are going to abstain from flesh, from blood. All right? Anything that has blood, we're not going to use it for weeks 6 and 7. For those of you who started off the fast January 1 to 10 with us, you know what we're talking about. All right? So weeks number 6 and 7, we're going to have stuff, vegetables, fruits, beans, nuts, and lots of seeds. You see them up here? And they are flowing in abundance. Don't they look pretty? Sunflower seed, walnuts, flaxseed. I even bring the flaxseed in both colors. They're both good. It doesn't matter which color. And sesame seeds. All right? So that's up to week number 7. Number 8, you're going to look over the entire weeks 1 through 7. And you're going to decide which of those things, the green leafy vegetables, the psyllium husk, the no snacking, the no fried foods, the no high caloric beverages, the no addictive behaviors, the eating until 3 o'clock, and the Daniel fast. Which one of these you are willing to live with for the rest of your life? And on week 8, you're going to do that and continue and stick with it. Okay? You have a choice. If you quit one bad habit at a time, then the next time, the next one That one will be down, and then you go on to the next one. So that's the fast 8 in a nutshell, all right? Do you think this is doable? Okay, so remember, you are in control. As a matter of fact, the gentleman, which his name is Dr. DeRose, both of them, two DeRoses, because there's husband and wife, and both of them are doctors. They're the ones that are facilitating this program. And the website for this is www.timelessinsights.org. And if you're not going to do it today or tomorrow, put /fast8. So it'll be the first thing to pop up when you go to the site. And if you forgot that, look in your bulletin. It's there, okay? Okay, so are there any questions? Was everything very clear? All right. So I have a little bit more time, I think, left, so I'm going to talk about the solarized water. This means putting your water in the sunlight for 5 to 8 hours before drinking it, all right? This purifies the water and allows your body to absorb and use it better. If you're someone that's always running to the bathroom, as soon as you drink the water, you have to go, try this. Now, if your doctor has already restricted you from a certain amount of water, stick to the restriction your doctor gave you and do this for the restriction. So if your total intake of water for the day is 1 bottle, I'm just calling a number, hopefully not, then you do your 1 bottle solarized. The average person should be taking in half of their body's weight in ounces of water. So if you're 200 pounds, you should be taking 100 ounces of water per day. All right? So that's the tip for you. Now I'm going to come over here and we're going to talk about the question on the floor. Now, when you're solarizing the water, it has to be glass. You hear that? Has to be a glass bottle, a ceramic bottle, or it could be a wooden or bamboo container. Has to be natural, all right? No metal, no plastic. All right. One more question. Room temperature. Our body, the question was, do you use the water hot or cold? Once you're finished solarizing it, do not put it in the refrigerator. Okay? You want to drink it room temperature. Now, on to the walnuts. There's a lot of people suffering from depression. I don't like to call that word. I don't like to claim that. But there are a lot of sad people and less than optimal perkiness, right? I'm going to give you a recipe, so write this down. Take this to memory. You are going to use some walnuts, grind them in your food processor. You are going to use some flaxseed, grind them in your food processor or your blender. You can get either date sugar or coconut sugar, and a pinch of salt, okay? Take that and spread it on your salad. Take that and spread it on your rice. Take that and spread it on your meat substitutes. Take that and put it in your smoothie. Okay, whatever you're eating. At least 1 tablespoon of the flaxseed meal, ground flaxseed meal, with the walnuts, all right? The ground flaxseed, it has omega-3. Very high in omega-3, which helps to lighten the brain and relieve the stress. If you're not getting enough hours of sleep per night, try see how you can alter that. Listen to some classical music. I know some of us think that classical music is probably not our speed, but just try sitting and listening to classical music 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half an hour, just to listen to it. If you need a sweetener, you can use something like coconut sugar or date sugar and a pinch of salt. Okay? Celtic salt or Himalayan salt would be the best choice. That's Himalayan salt. Okay. Yes, question in the back. A regular sized person. Now, I'm not talking about somebody who's 500 pounds. I'm talking about regular size. Somebody that's how heavy? 200 pounds, 100 ounces of water. If you're 200 pounds, 100 ounces. 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 And one of these bottles normally having a 16? 16. All right, so that's 2 cups right there. Another tip to help you to consume enough water, when you get up in the morning and you go to the bathroom, the first thing, drink at least a cup or 2. Okay, so you just let out some, put some right back in. Try to avoid the latter part of the day, because that's going to keep you up at night, all right? So try to drink your water towards the earlier part of the day. All right, I have space for one more question in the back. Comment. Okay, so how about warming your water on the stove before you drink it? Our body operates on a temperature of 98.6. If you warm the water, you heat the water, you boil the water, you take that up to about, how much? About 200. You still have to let it cool back down to drink it. And the body is going to utilize it at 98.6. You guys get that? 98.6, so warm water, not hot water. I see some people drinking tea and the steam is coming off. I do not know how older folks, how you do this. You do so, and then you take it in. Okay? Now, later on you see their tongue black, which means they got burnt. So, 98.6. As close to 98.6 as possible. Now, thank you guys very much for listening and participating. I hope more of you will join the Fast 8 program. Now, I placed it in the bulletin several weeks, and up to last week, you could have joined and finished with us who are now on weeks number 6 and 7. But since you didn't join then, you will now start when you log on at week number 1, okay? So, no problem. There's support for you. There's going to be continual support on the channel as well as with your health ministries department. And remember, there's a box outside for you. Ask a nurse. There's a group of nurses here. There's a group of medical persons here, part of the health ministries group. So just drop your questions in. We have paper and pen and a box secured that will answer your question. If you want your question answered privately back to you, just put your telephone number and we'll text back the results to you. If not, we will answer it either in the bulletin or when we do our nuggets so everybody can benefit from it. How about that? Thank you guys very much. I hope you enjoyed the presentation.